we present a digital system for modeling the probability of ASF occurrence, which involves solving the following problems. The system map displays ASF outbreak localization and objects involved in ASF virus spread in accordance with the biological cycle of ASF virus under natural and anthropogenic environmental conditions. Calculation of risks of ASF spread from infected pig enterprises to other ones. Modeling ASF outbreak occurrence on a selected pig farm, assessing the risks of ASF spread. We present an ASF cyclical development scheme and stage that contribute to the epizootic chain preservation. According to this scheme and taking its data into account, we have created a mathematical model of ASF spread. It was done using the data of the earlier conducted studies by Anderson and May. For the functioning of this scheme, it was necessary to take the following factors into account. Location of pig farms of the Belgorod region with 5 km safety zones, wild boars habitat area, study results of pathological material taken from dead wild boars, migration routes and line spots of wild boars, plants or food around pig farms that are located a number of meters from pig farms. These plants are actively eaten by wild boars, sources of the causative agent of the infection. ASF outbreaks of pig farms in the areas we predict the probability of ASF spreading. For example, in the Belgorod region, there were 3 ASF outbreaks in pig farms in the period of time of 1.5 years. The distance between them is from 10 to 15 kilometers, shown on this slide. Manure removal from pig farms to fields. The manure that may probably contain the ASF virus, which may enter water bodies, for example rivers and lakes, together with atmospheric precipitation. And this is one more factor used in our model: transport and economic links between pig farms. Using data of Anderson and May, world-famous epidemiological researchers, we used a neural network to calculate the probability of ASF spread among pig farms in the Belgorod region. The result of the neural network is shown on this slide. The numbers shown on this slide represent the percentage of the probability of ASF occurrence in pig farms depending on the above 9 factors. For each pig farm, the probability of ASF spread can be calculated using the above factors and the research. The work of the epizootic model, ASF spread probability, was tested on actual data of ASF outbreaks in the Belgorod region. The first slide of the epizootic ASF spread probability map demonstrates 1 week after the first outbreak at the Turinskaya pig farm. 1 week before the second outbreak, we made an epizootic map where it could be seen 2 areas with an increased probability of an ASF outbreak. Indeed, this ASF outbreak occurred at the Ivica 2 pig farm in one of these 2 predicted areas. The same map shows the forecast of further possible occurrence of ASF outbreaks for a given period of time. This slide shows an epizootic map with 2 zones of increased ASF probability. Indeed, 1 week later, an outbreak occurred in one of these zones, on the Bulanovsky pig farm. On the same epizootic map, we can see 3 zones with increased ASF probability. We can see that in the areas where there were ASF outbreaks earlier, there were none of them a layer later. It was due to our system of ASF spread probability. It provided information for taking additional anti-epizootic measures on pig farms. It assured ASF spread prevention when performing a large complex of anti-epizootic measures. This contributed to the well-being of these farms and the stabilization of the ASF epizootic situation on all pig farms in the Belgorod region in general. This is what we can see on this slide. Neural networks help veterinarians both calculate the probability of ASF occurrence using actual situation and allow predicting the possibility of ASF occurrence on any selected pig farm. For example, if we use the model of ASF occurrence probability on a selected pig farm, as if there was an ASF outbreak, the digital system will automatically generate data for the episodic map for the probability of ASF occurrence for other pig farms. So the owners of other pig farms without any episodic map could assess the amount of risks and apply additional anti-episodic measures in order to prevent ASF spread on their farms. These are fragments of an episodic map. Pig farms from the entire region are represented here, showing 3 areas of increased risk of ASF occurrence. So, we have shown how the system works. Thank you very much for your attention.